Just a quick example of adding CPU usage and temperature onto an image panel. Edit the image panel that you're interested in. The first thing we have to do is explain to StatSeeker what the queries are going to be. So we have to have a query for temperature, which I'll do down here. So device health, and I just choose temperature. The group that I'm interested in is London. The fields that I want to see are the device that it's linked to and the specific temperature reading. Sorry. Fields that I want to see simply the temperature in Celsius. I could also choose Fahrenheit. What I want to see to mark the value is the device name and the temperature name. So that's it. I've got a query for temperature. Now I want to add a query for CPU usage. Same procedure again. Add an object. Choose just CPU. The group that I'm interested in is again London. The fields that I'm interested in are load, so that I can identify it. I want to choose the name of the device and the name of the temperature reading. And that's it. So I've got my two queries in there. Now I've added the two metrics. Now I want to add the nodes. So the ones that I want here are for temperature and CPU load. So I've added them. Now I'm going to edit them. I choose the query temperature. For that node, and I want to choose the firewall temperature one. It's the main one. CPU average. The data type is a number. The units, it's a temperature, so I'll type Celsius. I don't want decimal places. It's a simple text box, but what I want is some coloring. So if it's anything up to, let's say 40 Celsius, leave the background green. If it's between 40 to 55, make the background orange. And if it's 55 and above, make the background red. Okay. Now at the moment, I've still got the name in there. I can delete that afterwards. When I'm duplicating them, it's easier to attach each box to the relevant node. So I'm done with that one. I'm going to edit this one, which I want to make the CPU load. So I choose CPU. Again, the entity that I'm interested in is the firewall. CPU load percentage. Data type is a number. And the units, let me scroll down. The units are a percentage, 0 to 100, and I don't need decimal places. Again, I'm adding a coloring rule. Let's say from 0 to 30%. I'll make the background green. From 30 to 50%. I want to make the background orange, and from 50 above, I want the background red. So now I've got those two nodes in there. I'll save that. I've got my two boxes here and they're associated. If I say edit with the firewall, let's say I want to duplicate those for the router as well. And when I'm here, I can just click on this one, say duplicate. Now I've got a second box. When I edit that, I change the entity that I'm interested in from the firewall to the router. Now I do the same with this one, duplicate. Oops, drag that where it's clear. And I want to change this one as well from the firewall to the router. Let me scroll down. And if I decide that I don't want these labels in, I can leave the percentage, but take off the names. So the boxes get a little bit smaller. I'll save that. Go back to my dashboard. I can say edit and just drag these to where they're relevant. And maybe the position will indicate what they're referring to with the label or without the label. I would save the entire dashboard. And I would suggest that is basically what we need to do when we want to add additional readings.